So this is Spoken Bars Poetry Pub Crawl. We're here at Barnaby Festival and we're going to be performing poetry tonight in Snow Goose, Treacle Tap, Soaring Two Necks, Five Clouds and Mash. And the idea is sort of to break poetry down a bit, break down the barriers to poetry. So we'll just be wandering around performing to the crowd that's there, and so there won't be mics on the stage. We'll just be performing to like a group of people and trying to introduce people who might not necessarily go to a poetry gig to what poetry is and how different it can be, and like all the different types of poetry. Yeah.
This one is from another birthday. It was 600. I don't think you know, but it's my big 600. No, I haven't blundered. That's right. I'm going to be 600. Yes, my jeans are good. What, Calvin Klein, quite divine. I wear them when I have any whims, but then I have to screw in my limbs. They're usually unnecessary as we transport as a bit of mental sport. Now my hips are what really cause the sensation. With grace and ease, I can rotate 3,060 degrees. I become more animated than animation. Oh, and my eyes too are a dream. It's like a visual ream. I can even see into your brain. But I must say it's a mental drain. It's a real dream, oh. Disney want me in their new film, Finding Chemo. Well, that's because I've had every disease known to man and chimp. I know I'm only young, but I'm certainly not a wimp. My mother lied, so I'm told. She told the Interstellar News that she's 1,000 years old, but she's not. She's 999. She still looks hot. Psst. So I think that lie is fine. And now she's got a turbo blaster. She's moving so much faster. She really is gifted, but she needs to be reconditioned. At her age, I think I'll be totally repositioned and transported, teleported, and lifted. It's lucky I've got the high-tech interstellar navigation, but it blurps up when there's too much condensation. Of course, we haven't seen any droplets for years. Moisture is all synthetic now, even our tears. I started those back in the bad old days when I was 50 years of age. It was the only way to shed a tear on stage. I've never been one for procreation. In fact, it's a thing I shun. I knew that my clone would have me kicked off any planet that I chose for my stays. That's the way the clones are these days.
The world's wine. The Earth and the Moon had split. It had been 4.5 billion years ago. Nothing at all, really. He wondered if she'd cooled a bit. He certainly wasn't the fiery hothead he was back then. And at one point, they were pretty much inseparable. Then it happened. Lately, she'd been sending those flirty glances and playing with his tides. So he sent an envoy, a little rocket ship, just to check how she was doing. But when they got there, she was cold, lifeless. And yeah, it had taken him a few millennia to pluck up the courage and send a message, but to get the silent treatment, that was hardly fair. Maybe I'll go and see what Mars is doing instead. This
is called Sonnet Number 1. As springtime comes, it will only remind me of your grace renewed and beauty growing. Seasons change can only match your mystery, seeming dumb against your deep all-knowing. Smiling, peaceful, patient, so quick-witted, you gave to me the happiness of love, your hand and mine so closely fitted, lifting me with you from below to above. Years are passing in measured time, yet still I feel we are newfound friends. Our lives so well mingled, roses entwined, paths and past mixed in a sublime blend. Nature great within and out with us lives, let each one take as each one kindly gives.
heard of John Cooper Clarke?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, well, there's a poet called Captain Hamish Blair, and he only seems to have written one poem ever. It's probably a pseudonym for somebody. Written in the 30s, are called, and it's called Bloody Orkneys, and this is a parody of that. But John Cooper Clarke's poem, evidently Chicken Town, if you know it, is obviously based on that as well, so a lot of people have done this. It's called Bloody IT. The bloody password's bloody wrong, the bloody screen is bloody hung, it sticks the whole day bloody long, bloody IT. The bloody spam comes bloody in, I fill up my recycle bin with bloody Barclays Bank again on bloody IT. The bloody laptop's bloody worse, the bloody thing seems bloody cursed, even its bloody lid's reversed, bloody IT. The downloads take a bloody age, you stare at the same bloody page for bloody hours in bloody rage with bloody IT. There's bloody adverts on the screen, and Bluetooth's left the bloody scene. It might as well be bloody green, bloody IT. The bloody guarantee runs out the day before things die, no doubt. It makes you want to bloody shout, bloody IT. Your bloody files get bloody lost, free bloody downloads, bloody cost. Even your bloody search gets lost, bloody IT. And then you lose your bloody book, and all the months to write it took. It's enough to make you bloody puke, bloody IT. The bloody broadband's bloody slow, it takes a bloody hour to go. You lose a bloody week or so with bloody IT. It's bloody you, they bloody say. When a bloody folder goes astray, you hold your mouth that bloody way, bloody IT. The bloody mouse is bloody crap. It's wireless, said the bloody chap. Clueless like a bloody crack, bloody IT. The bloody experts bloody say it's bloody easy, move away. And then they're there all bloody day with bloody IT. The bloody keyboard's bloody trash, the bloody PC's bloody crashed. You might as well get bloody lashed, bloody IT. The bloody lead's too bloody short. The bloody dish you bloody bought won't do the things they ought to bloody ought with bloody IT. I say, can't take no bloody more. I'll kick you out the bloody door. It asks me, are you bloody sure? Bloody IT.
A gardener who thinks he's got Viking roots. It's called Eric Bloodaxe, question mark. He was quiet and introverted. A nod would just suffice. He minded his own business, wouldn't pry at any price. He nurtured his allotment plot with tender loving care, but sometimes you might catch him with a far-off, wistful stare. He'd sit down with his mug of tea while earned mid-morning break, or pause from planting labours, lead hard upon his rake. His head would fill with images that frankly he deplored. He had no explanation as shrill noises howled and roared. It seemed he manned a longboat oar with rough and callous hands. He'd cross the sea at risk of life to reach these hostile lands. He wore a Viking helmet, by his side his trusty axe, which hung there at the ready till he reached their squalid stacks. Blood-curdling oaths he'd utter as he lashed out left and right. He never gave a second thought, just hacked with all his might. And speed was of the essence ere the menfolk would return, seize what they could, then back to sea, and leave the huts to burn. Were Eric's ancestral voice as an echo from his genes? He mulled this concept over as he hoed his peas and beans. These days he rakes and tillages. It's spuds that he will sack, and only in odd moments DNA will draw him back. The distant past lies buried, and long gone those roving bands. Nowadays, blood, fish and bone meal it is on Eric's hands. So pass the time of day with him, then leave him to his work, for there's the faintest outside chance that Eric will go berserk.
Smoking roll-ups and drinking tea, middle-aged pot bellies watching TV. There's not much on except repeats, flicking through channels on hard plastic seats. The soaps are on the nation's addictions, but alas, not one of my afflictions. Stomach grumbles, dinner was spare, breakfast pack, the plastic bear. Cellmate snoring, a drugged up slumber, let's loose a rumbling, sounding thunder. The window owning allowing a trickle of air. I'm already bored, I cannot pull out my hair. condensation on windows and methane gas, and my damn cellmate and his ass. Beset by these demons, I'll think of my time and pray for a single set in the next daily line. Thank you.
So this is one I wrote for a competition at work, just a Valentine. We were challenged to write Valentine's poems, so I've never actually read it out loud. We'll see how it goes. It's called Greater Than. I love you more than there are blades of grass on the earth. I love you more than all the gold on the planet is worth. I love you more than there are fish in all of the seas. I love you more than this poem needs better similes. I love you more than the internet has memes. I love you more than Martin Luther King has dreams. I love you more than Anne Frank loved her privacy. I love you more than jokes that aren't quite PC. I love you more than the Cookie Monster scoffs biscuits. I love you more than Jerry Paxman scoffs at half-wits. I love you more than Americans cling to their guns. I love you more than spicy food gives me the runs. I love you more than what Meatloaf would do for love. I love you more than Prince used to upset his doves. I love you more than Justin Bieber acts like an arsehole. I love you more than Liam relishes slagging off Noel. I love you more than Gwyneth Paltrow can't avoid pretension. I love you more than Piers Morgan clearly craves attention. I love you more than Boris Johnson puts his foot in his mouth. I love you more than Northerners ridicule the South. I love you more than Liam Neeson plays tough guys. I love you more than Sean Bean's character usually dies. I love you more than Will Ferrell tends to play a sucker. I love you more than Sam Jackson yells, "Motherfucker!" I love you more than a cat will chase a laser. I love you more than Alex Turner needs a razor. I love you more than the Buddhists respect the Dalai Lama. I love you more than Republicans love to blame Obama. I love you more than vegans shun all the meats. I love you more than Donald Trump likes to rage tweet. I love you more than we all hope he gets impeached. I love you more than the Kardashians get their hair bleached. I love you more than Johnny Depp savors bizarre wigs. I love you more than David Cameron allegedly abuses pigs. I love you more than Alan Sugar worships wealth. I love you even more than Kanye West loves himself. I love you more than this poem hopefully makes clear. I love you more than performing while you all slurp beer. I love you more than all the facile similes above. I just love you as much as one can possibly love.
From the land of the free and of Forrest Gump, to the Boston Tea and the Tower of Trump, from the Hollywood Bowl to the Broadway Baby, all hail rock and roll, and don't say maybe, to the silver screen with a Krispy Kreme. If it's not Halloween, it's the American dream. From the Wounded Knee and the Columbine slaughter, from the NYPD saying, "Why, yada," to the jumping G.I. Joes and the Salem Wishes and the motherfucking hoes and the hockey bitches. Your little prairie house ain't nowhere to be seen. If it's not Mickey Mouse, it's the American dream. From the Jellystone Park to the Rydell High with your arms around Iraq and the blueberry pie. Who's that sitting on their tushes in their dynasties? It's the Clintons and the Bushes and the Kennedys. If you're not on the cover of a magazine, you can't be a true lover of the American dream. From the island on which Elvis is living with Monroe, take your hands off of my pelvis, 'cause America says no. From Russiagate with love to the Watergate tape, your Bible belt is worn above your kryptonite cape. If your Spaces and De Niro's are not quite what they seem, they're not heroes or zeros, they're the American dream. From the strange southern fruit of which you hear the ladies sing, there'll be somewhere there to shoot at Malcolm X or Luther King. So just stand up now, Rosa, and please don't make a fuss, 'cause they're selling Coca-Cola from the back of that bus. From Buzz Lightyear and Woody, Dukes of Hazzard and A-Team, the white hats for the goodie, not the American dream. And in the home of the brave, hear the young girl cry for her papa in the grave as she watched him die. Now they lock her in a cage at the age of 8, and they mock her rage and they feel her hate. And they build their walls and ignore our screams, 'cause they care fuck all for American dreams. Thank you very much.